understand, but I can still hear you pretty well here and there. But so I just wanted to just kind of pick your brain a little bit, if that's cool.
All right, yeah, just I guess.
Okay, cool. So you started making YouTube with Chris. You started making videos with Chris in what, 2016, 2017, somewhere around that, when the channel was like made, was in 2016.
No, he started doing his YouTube way before I met him, but yeah, it was around 2016 that I started hanging out and film stuff. Instead of it just being point of view stuff between him and Robert, people could actually see the full thing. So,
Right.
I don't know. I guess until then, he was kind of just winging it, kind of like I am.
Yeah, kind of it had a very organic feel to it.
Yeah, 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 really. So
It just seemed a lot more genuine.
I don't know. I just tried to be me because, not to really get too deep into all that stuff, but for most of my life, at least, my experience with other people was never exactly that great, classmates and elders alike. So I just tried to chill and I guess, yeah, I could have given him crap for his weight or the house or this or that, but he could have done the same thing to me for other things. So I don't know. It was a little bit of like mutual and just trying to have a friend.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I shit, I got it. I got it pretty bad myself coming up, but I really I really enjoy that early content that you guys made together. Clearly a lot of other people did too, but I really enjoyed it because it was just such a level of simplicity that was just reminiscent of being in someone's backyard swinging a lightsaber around. It's just something. It's such a, like, almost like a slice of life.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of how he even put it. He didn't want to make something, well, at the beginning, he didn't want it to be a major production value. He didn't want it to look like everyone else. He just wanted, I don't know, from his own words, more or less, I'd rather people look at it and go, hey, that's Airsoft Fatty, instead of, oh, that looks like this or that like that. So yeah, for a really good time, he was into like making his own lore for stuff, or we'd be outside filming and he'd just be like, "Hey, let's just do this out of nowhere," and we'd go with it. So a lot of the uploads that a lot of people do love, the stuff they call the genuine stuff, that was completely just no writing, no planning, just went out and happened. So when he did that, yeah, yeah, videos were in a way, it was kind of like just taking a camera, pointing it at someone's life, and then uploading it to the internet. That's all it was for us. There was no production value. There was no script. It was just fuck it. See what happens.
Yeah, just kind of throwing shit at the wall there, throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks. And
Yeah.
I have such a like a soft spot, I guess, for that kind of stuff. That when it comes off as just genuine, good, good fun times. I don't know, man. Like it resonates with me. Like it's almost like watching like a backyard wrestling or something like that. It's something so genuine and honest, and I don't know. It just it's innocent. I love the early stuff. I think it's great.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's what kind of brought me into it as well,
Y-
the general vibe of it was just like watching a movie, except it's happening right in front.
Yeah, yeah. It felt. I could totally tell. Like, you guys just were having such a good time doing it. It wasn't like, it didn't seem like you guys wanted production value. Even if you had, all this money, you could have obviously, have made something crazy with it. Even if that was the case, it doesn't seem like you guys would have even have wanted that at the time.
Well, that was all on Chris, and not only that, but because he was a mama's boy to the max. If she said no, no matter what, he'd go with it. So any money that he did get from YouTube, of course, he would help her out with bills. Who wouldn't, of course.
Right.
But the other stuff, he would just dead ass. He'd be like, "Oh, well, I want a 3-wheeler. Why do you want a 3-wheeler? Oh, I just want one. Okay, fine, sure, dude. Yeah, so we go out and we pay the $600-700 for your fucking 3-wheeler. It
Wow.
breaks down, and then he goes and buys another one, another one. And it's stuff like that, wasting his money on either stuff that's not going to last at all, maybe for one video, instead of, hey, you should save up and buy a DSLR camera. And his excuse, oh, those are too expensive. I can just use GoPros and we get views anyway, dude. And then, yeah, that's what pisses me off. I exact same things that Josh has now done for him. I've been telling him the exact same shit for however many years. Never listen to me. But, oh, because this random local that can give you weed all the time, he says the exact same thing.
Now, if I can I comment
That's
on
where the
that?
problem is.
Can I comment on that? I didn't want to beat a dead horse with you. I'm sure you're getting really tired of hearing about that. But I've been a fan for a while, so for me, I just really would love to pick your brain about some of this Josh stuff and talk about some personal experience I have with trying to interact with them in regards to getting just an interview.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
ready for that.
Cool. Awesome,
Shit.
man. And let me just say for the record that I know that you probably are in the same boat here where it doesn't want to come off like you're just bashing, fuck Chris and fuck Robert and fuck yeah, da, 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 you know, but you're honest. And I can tell. I can tell in your content that you care about this man, that he drives you crazy and that you're beyond frustrated, but you do care. I can tell because that's how I am with some of my friends. I can totally tell. But let me just say for the record here, you are the only one that has responded, interacted, and talked to me about a YouTube interview or anything related to that. And I have reached out to Chris. I have reached out to Aaron. I have reached out to Robert, and my response from Chris was nothing at first. And then it was nothing on Twitter, and then it was nothing on Facebook. And then I finally got a response on Facebook, and it was, "You stream?" And I said, "Yeah, I stream. I only have about 36 followers." No response after that. None. Because I wasn't fucking iDubbbz. So there it went out the window. And
Oh, trust me. That's since we're actually gonna bring this up, to put it in perspective, the very last time that I was in contact with Chris, period, was when Josh had his phone and he got a hold of me. And he was like, why the hell would Chris waste his time with you? You don't have a YouTube channel. You don't do anything to help out. And so I told him, okay, go fuck yourself. I didn't say what I wanted to say, but I just thought in the back of my head, watch what's going to happen. And sure enough,
it's imploding.
300,000 views a video. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, okay, you know what you're doing?
Right. Yeah. No,
that's how they.
I agree with you, man. I really do. The channel is like it's not. Yeah, I mean they're generating views, but every video it seems like they're trying to fucking sell me something, and I hate it. I fucking hate it.
And then there's another YouTuber that was close with him called Sloth. To find out, the one little video that he's in, maybe a minute that he's in it, he had to pay them $300 just to be featured in that video.
Are you fucking serious? That's ridiculous.
If you go on Sir Sloth, he talked about it. Yeah, 300, and he was supposed to get some money back or some shit, and never.
Wow, what a fucking snake!
That's exactly it. Yeah, and now Aaron's on all of the Airsoft Fatty merchandise, so of course they're going to be capital.
Right. It just seems like they're just trying to bank on that, and it really, like, I know from your videos you said that Josh controls his phone because you made a remark. You were like, "Wow, that's when you could actually call him." And I was like, "Huh, okay. Well, let me play dumb here and try and get through to Chris by let me be able to try and get through here." And I said, "I don't get the Josh and Aaron hate." Like, just to try and open the barrier there, kind of like a wooden horse type thing, just to get through the gates, just to like attempt. But it was such a just a crock of shit. It's almost like he's viewing himself better because Josh is telling him to. And that's gotta suck, man. My heart goes out to you. I can't imagine having to go through that.
There's really nothing I can do. You
No,
know, I'm
you
just
you've done what you can do. You've been there. When you made that video about him when he was on the mountain and stuff like that, and you were talking and you were like,
oh
yeah, you were like, you came to my house on this holiday, and you went to see him, and blah blah blah. You blew me off for this, and I can see that you care, but at the end of the day, it sounds like you can't care.
I'm sorry you cut off. Can you?
Yeah, yeah. I said it just kind of seems like you can't care. It kind of seems like Josh is making it so you're not allowed to care.
Oh yeah, I guess. What really pisses me off is that he's in control of his own self. He came to my house, and I have the video still up where he was in literal tears, shaking and crying how Josh has control of his bank account. He has his control of his YouTube. He has all his Twitch stuff. He can't do a damn thing. And I told him, if it's that bad, go to the police. File a report. Oh, Josh has a tracking app on your cell phone, so he knows where you're at all the time. Yeah, file a fucking report. Go do that. He never did. I'm at with it. If I ever see a video of him on YouTube crying about how Josh is like this or Josh is like that, I told him to cops. If he doesn't do it, he's for it. That's
Yeah,
really his channel. It's a mixture of him doing what he wants, the duels and all that, and then there's the famous videos of I need $5,000 around the house, or I just had a heart attack and I got home from the hospital later. Those videos, when those went up, oh my God, the controversy they caused. But did he address them? No. Nope, he just acted like it never happened and ignored it, and then wondered why everyone for it. He's a what? It's just it.
you cut out at the end there. What, he's a what?
He's a walking pity party. Like, he is the literal kind of guy that will sit in his room, throw stuff everywhere, and then complain that his room's a pigsty, and then look over at you, expecting you to be the maid and drum. If you don't, and you're a shitty person, but he throws everywhere. The amount of fights that him and his own mother that I was there for, let alone I wasn't for, over yeah, he's painted himself as this giant teddy bear, this innocent kid, at heart, but really he's not as much a good guy as everyone thinks he is. You have to get to know the person, really get.
And I can kind of tell from your content and your demeanor and everything that you you you're speaking the truth. You don't. What do you have to lie about? You know what I'm saying? You have nothing to gain.
Exactly.
You have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? You have been here for this guy and cared about him for a good bit here, and his mother. You were talking in one video how you built his mother a bookshelf.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's so commendable, and clearly, you weren't gaining anything from that. He didn't have the subs he had now. You know what I'm saying? You were just being a good friend. And did Josh ever, was he ever a friend before, the iDubbbz thing?
From personal experience, the only time Chris ever got a hold of Josh is if he couldn't get, the dispo wasn't open and he was desperate for weed. Or there was in 2017 for about 3 or 4 months where Josh kept hitting up Chris's phone nonstop, asking him to come over so Josh and his buddies could shoot Chris up with an airsoft gun and they could film it for Josh's channel. And Josh, always kept pressing it. And I tried telling him, yeah, that dude's kind of sick, bro.
Right.
Yeah. I guess personal experience over childish mindset.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. I mean, it's almost like, it's just a literal human leech.
Yeah. I hate to say that. I really, really do hate to say that, but that's pretty much.
Yeah, it can. I don't know, man. It's really heartbreaking to see that all the trolls and not trolls, but all the snakes that came out when someone gets famous like this, and in his case, it's so obvious, and he's so oblivious to it. Why do you think that is?
Just how he is. He has this mindset of he's always right and nobody else can be correct because that's how his mom was. She was the exact same way. If she thought it was correct, and no matter what, you couldn't change her mind. Even if the snake bit her in the hand, she'd still be like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I even said in the iDubbbz thing that I reacted to, take a look at any of his videos before iDubbbz. Did any of those people get featured in any of those videos?
No, that's a really good point.
No, he's got hundreds, not just a couple, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. But how many times is Jeremiah in?
Right.
Oh, but let's do a tally of me versus Rob.
Yeah, you and Robert were there from the beginning. I mean, like you said, you didn't start doing it with him until later, but it just, even then, I mean, the iDubbbz commentary, take it or leave it, but no, I'm talking about his commentary. I loved your commentary, but his commentary, take it or leave it. I would not want to be in an iDubbbz video, but it did say that you seemed like a genuinely good person, and I could tell that you cared. Those other guys, they just kept asking questions about PewDiePie and all kinds of dumb shit.
Exactly. Like, I still remember getting home from school and Chris just out of the blue. It was in October. He was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out today?" And it was after we did the video where he fell down and busted his ass on the bear, and that was blowing up a good bit. So I was like, "Yeah, we'll maybe do another video like that." And not even 30 minutes to an hour after I get there, we hear his mom from downstairs just scream his name at the top of her lungs. He rushes downstairs thinking she fell, and there he is on Tosh.0, the fat lightsaber Jedi kid that ate shit. And he is just fucking floored. Him and his mom are losing their shit, calling everyone, taking photos, like that shit. Everyone says it was iDubbbz that got him to blow up. It was Tosh.0. Not even a lot of people remember that either. But that one little video of him falling over the bear is what really put all of the rest of this into play. Because if it wasn't for Tosh and it wasn't for iDubbbz and his mother would have passed away, I'm really just saying I don't think Josh nor Aaron would be in anywhere near the same circumstances right now.
Right.
He would be stuck at his Uncle Matt's.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. That, yeah, my friend, he when I kept talking about, all this drama with Airsoft Fatty and stuff like that, they only knew at first, they knew it from Tosh.0. So it was more so Tosh.0 than iDubbbz for certain people. But yeah, that is a really good point. That iDubbbz didn't really give him a career. Tosh.0 did.
And that's what I tried even telling Chris once the Tosh.0 thing blew up. I warned him, you know, you might get a big YouTuber, a little YouTuber want to come out and they might try and paint you a certain way. I didn't exactly expect iDubbbz, of course. I'm grateful as hell that it didn't turn out the way that I thought it was going to turn out. You know, a whole big middle finger laugh at the fat guy with the
right
on.
Right.
But I tried to warn him, you know, you get notoriety like this, whether you're a film producer, a music artist, whatever, someone's going to take advantage of you. And he was, oh, I've got it. I'm smart enough. You're not, bro. You signed a contract and now you're fucked. You didn't even read the contract, probably. You just fucking signed it. And you didn't even get a lawyer to look either. You're going to sign something legally binding.
iDubbbz gave him a contract?
No. Josh did. Sorry. Josh gave him a contract to be his manager. And, you know, that's kind of what got him into this situation.
Huh, I did not know that.
And he told me that when he showed up crying and stuff, because I even asked him, well, if it's that bad, why don't you just go? You know, why don't you just up and leave? And he told me he's in a contract, and I was like, oh, that explains everything.
Yeah,
so you really fucked yourself.
It's almost like a record producer, like taking advantage. It's like you said.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what it is. Someone is going to take advantage of you, and that's exactly what happened here. And I totally get the fear of it being iDubbbz, like, whoa, look at this troll, like, look at the fat kid.
Yeah.
But in reality, the video wasn't that. And I don't really watch a lot of iDubbbz content. My best friend does, and he enjoys it, and I watch it every now and then with him. But that is genuinely the sense of his content. But at the same time, that Full Force video, it like I said, take it or leave it, but it wasn't normal, haha, look at the fat kid. But that's just kind of seems like where the channel's kind of shifting now with Josh, where it's like, you know, on his TikTok, there was a video the other day of him eating a burger, and I'm like, what happened to the weight loss videos?
Exactly.
We're milking
that's the other thing that I.
Go ahead.
The one thing is, like, Chris himself is a bit of a cringe lord. If you know you're up to that kind of stuff, he himself says he does stuff that's embarrassing, that is considered socially unacceptable in most circles. That's one thing. But yeah, to have someone just, oh yeah, keep doing this, keep doing it, and making themselves look like an ass. Like, my thing is, to any woman out there that looks at Chris in his videos and the way that he acts, you know, do you really think that that chick is want to get involved like that? Probably. And maybe I'm going a little too far in that one, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if your other thing is you want to find a partner, then stop making content and posting it for millions to see of yourself looking like a fucking idiot.
Right. I totally agree with that.
It's one thing to swing lightsabers and, you know, oh, I'm Darth Fatty. Like, you know what? That's a little awkward, but you see where the comedy is. It's fun.
Right.
Yeah, if you're just out there fucking eating tubs and tubs of peanut butter with whipped cream, like, you lose all or any kind of respect from your fans.
Yeah, it kind of seems like, are you familiar with the term lolcow?
What's this?
It's like, are you familiar with, like, Chris Chan?
You keep cutting out right before you say it.
Oh my gosh. Are you familiar with Chris Chan? Like Sonichu on the internet?
Oh. No, I'm not.
Okay, it's like someone who does things intentionally to get, like, the kind of negative and good with attention. It's kind of like negative and good attention is drawn to this person because they do stupid shit on the internet.
That is exactly how I would explain his channel at this point.
Honestly, now it seems like it just is like a fucking commercial.
And if maybe this is, a good idea behind the scenes what's going on, but there is another channel that Josh slash him and Aaron have called Use Turtle 420. And the only thing that they have posted on that channel so far is them trying to grow weed. Now, that's not the thing that I'm going to get on about, okay? That's whatever. You make whatever content you want. The thing that got to me is I looked at it and the uploads were completely random. Episode 3, Episode 1, Episode 4, Episode 5 isn't even published. So either they're just not giving a fuck anymore and just like, oh, well, or
Yeah.
it's, I don't even know. Like, I just look at that, the Use Turtle 420 thing, and I'm like, you can't even bother to upload it in sequential order, let alone upload the right part. And then I look at his actual Airsoft Daddy channel, it's just completely nuts.
It's just,
I'll give it really maybe a year, 2 years, and he can't make any money off of Twitch or YouTube.
you think when he stops making money that Josh is going to drop him like a habit?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, huh? I believe that. I believe that as well. I gotta say, it really burns me when I watch their Twitch live streams and they're smoking weed and shooting the shit. And Chris goes in one. This is a specific example here. Chris goes to say, you're an anime fan. Let's talk about this, and you can hear Josh in the background saying, "What are you doing? No, no, no! Don't talk about that." It's like you're removing all the human elements that made the early content so fucking good by just making it into buy the Airsoft Fatty shirt, buy the Airsoft Fatty throw, buy the Airsoft Fatty this, and it's like if you're not doing that, smoke weed, do the thing, eat the burger, ha ha ha, that's funny, and it's like I don't know, man, that just does not sit well with me, and I can't imagine being in your shoes and having to deal with that. Now, I commend you because you have a platform here and your conduct is so commendable and it's honest. It's when you look at a commentary, it would be so easy for you to say fuck Josh and fuck this when you have elaborate videos saying like Josh, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't post, and this is what really happened. And I commend the shit out of that.
Well, that's because I knew as soon as I made this YouTube channel, and originally I wasn't going to be making it to cover Chris, but the literal instant that I hit create the first video, I thought, ah, shit, this is going to happen. Not going to lie, yeah, because of everything happening the way it did and not a lot of time had gone by yet, I did make videos where I was basically like that. I was like, fuck you, Chris, I'm sick of your shit, and I called him out for all this stuff. And then it took maybe a week or so, and I just looked back at the videos and I looked at how I was actually, conducting myself. And I thought, is this really the way that I want someone who's probably never seen me to come across this and think, oh, well, he's an angry dick? No. I figured if I'm going to actually have to bring this stuff to light and just say how I feel, but don't go too deep into it. Yeah, my personal emotion might be, I hope Jim breaks his leg. So I say that on a video,
Right.
because I might feel that now, I probably won't feel that in a week from now or a day from now. That's emotion. But yeah,
Yeah.
as dumb as it is, I know that I have to be mature, but in the one aspect of it, it's really difficult to just not, put everything on blast and throw it all out there. But be childish. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the shit that's fucked up, but if he wants to spend all his money on weed and all that shit and create an image for himself that he's not actually at, that's him. You want to wear the brand new Jordans and Nike gear and act like you know about LeBron James, pal. Yeah, 300, 400 some thousand people, no other. And for the ones who don't, they're going to learn real quick. Sooner.
Right. Yeah. It really comes off as your content is just, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, you are informed. You're hurt. I can tell. I can definitely tell you're hurt. You know, but you're managing. You're moving on. You're not. It's not pity party for you. You learn from it. Now, I was on Robert's Discord for a while. I don't really go on there now. But at the time he had a girlfriend, and the ex-girlfriend or whatever, and she was talking to me about everything that was going on. And you were the only thing she had a good thing to say about.
Sorry, you kind of cut out a little bit.
Ah, man. Okay.
Shit.
No. It's fine. Basically, Robert, he had a girlfriend or has a girlfriend or something, and they were on Discord. Shelby.
Oh,
Yeah, and she was like kind of explaining everything to me, and she had nothing good to say about a lot of people, but you were the exception.
I guess it's not exactly hidden secret knowledge at this point. Yeah, Shells was dating Robert, and then when Robert and Shells broke up, so there's that love triangle, Romeo Juliet shit to it, I guess. But that's what I mean. It's like you can see somebody from how they portray themselves. People will look at videos and they'll be like, "Oh, he's kind of chill." But if those same people met me in person, they'd be like, "Wow, you're kind of a dick." You know, it really just depends on the situation or et cetera, et cetera. But the main thing was with Robert, he's exactly like me in one aspect: the filter. It is as it is, and there's no way to fuck it. There's no way to fake it.
Yeah,
he,
yeah,
he paints himself as this super nice, super loving, super cool guy, but then when the camera's off, when nobody's paying attention, you get to see, and it's not fucking.
and you cut out there. It was Chris. You said Chris was the one that is not what you think behind the camera.
So like, okay, I'm just gonna paraphrase it all. She dated Robert and then him, and with Robert, Robert is Robert. He talks about his demons and all this crazy shit on a live stream. He'll talk to you about that to your face. With Chris, he's one way online and he's a whole other when the covers, when the book is closed, so to say. So Shell's got to find Chris real quick. Of course, when they broke up, Chris tried telling me, "Oh, well, she did this and she said that." And I won't lie, maybe it's because I'm a guy and he's a guy. I was like, "Man, that's a bitch, fuck that, whatever." But I actually did some personal investigation because Robert kept talking about it and he kept talking about it. And I don't even know why. I just asked Robert, what the hell is going on? And he just sent me the screenshots that Shells had sent to him. And I just read the conversation and I didn't say anything after that. I didn't give Chris support on the matter. I didn't give Shells on it. I just looked at it as it was. I don't know what I could tell him except, dude, you really think the way that you acted is in any good? But I mean, I don't know. You know, like he's not all there like everyone else. He's not. He has learning disability. He does. Mentally, he's about 15. That's ever had him as a patient will say. His own mother would say that all the time. Even he will say it. So in one aspect, you know, you have to give him that leniency that mentally he's not all developed. At the same time, you know, you can't be playing these games if you're not fully ready to be in them, and then when you don't win. I'm
Right.
not saying that he shouldn't get love, deserves love, but if you're really gonna play women child, don't be surprised when you.
Right. Right. No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, I do. I
So
agree.
yeah, the whole Shells and Chris, Robert, I really did. I didn't try and get really deep, like no, but at the same time, I did just want to know what the fuck's going on because I want to think, you know, someone's a piece of shit, and the actual truth comes out that they didn't do anything wrong, and then you know, I just sit there like, oh my god, all those things.
Right. Right.
So
You
yeah, I guess it was a bit of, you know, I'm gonna try and support you. You fucking lied to me about this, and yeah, you lied. So I guess it was from where I started looking at Chris in a different way. You know, I started paying more attention to the little things, the little narcissistic behaviors, than you know the shit he would fake. Because it used to be that he would put on the mask for the camera, and then the mask became him. Even to me, there were times where he would just act as if he was on YouTube still. I'd have to look at him and say, "Dude, there's no camera rolling. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I could tell that. There's a lot you can really tell by a person's face. And in a lot of videos it's like Chris is talking, but in reality you can look at him and he's like, "Yeah, me and Robert are cool. We fight like brothers." And you look at Robert and Robert's just like, "Yeah, like not really. I don't like you and I'm not going to pretend like I don't."
Yeah,
I mean, that had to be a little much for you after a while.
that's what I mean by the little narcissistic behavior. The way that he would put Robert down for Robert's fetal alcohol syndrome,
Yeah.
and he would. It's fucked up, but against him. But I guess, you know, in one sense, it was really like watching the kid in the wheelchair fight the kid in crutches. You can't get involved as much as you want to. That's not, you know,
It's
you know,
yeah.
I can try and tell Chris, hey, quit being a fucking asshole to him. But at the same time, you know, he can be like, well, Robert said this to me. And it's like, well, you know what? I
Well,
really hate to put it like that, you know, trying to get in between two cripples fighting, but that's exactly how it felt like. Like anything you do is going to be wrong. No,
right. No, it's almost like a teacher breaking up a fight between two kids on the playground.
actually, yeah. And, you know, it's not like I can put Chris in timeout. It's his house.
Right.
Oh, like, oh, I don't,
It's
kind of
all
didn't say anything.
yeah. It's almost like you're. It's almost like you're trying to play parent when there's a parent already there.
Exactly. Yes. And the only thing she would say is, you boys can figure it out yourselves. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, in the
God.
iDubbbz video, she said that it was pretty obvious between her and Chris that the mom did not like Chris's mother did not like Robert.
Oh, yeah, she did not. No.
Well, I saw some other content in relation to that where she is like, "You're not buying him an airsoft gun. You bought him an Xbox." And he's like, "You don't understand. He's going to out us and stuff like that." Was that ever really the case?
Mm, So to really in this, that Susan made Chris think is that it's his YouTube, it's his money, everything that he touches is gold, is anything. The whole thing of Robert getting airsoft guns, that was the agreement that him and Robert had. If Robert would help him out and do videos and help Chris get a whole shit ton of money like he was, yeah, Chris would buy him, an airsoft gun when he was buying himself airsoft guns to go airsofting. That. But the real reason why that whole argument came up is because finally Robert just got sick and tired of it. He got sick of being used like a puppet by Chris views and being the punching bag of the comment section basically, because he was. Everyone would take anything negative they would say about Chris and turn it against Robert, and Chris would just sit there and read it and chuckle and smile. Fucking bastard is what he was. But if somebody said something bad about Chris, he would literally hold his phone, throw it against the bed, and be like, "I'm going offline for."
Huh.
Like, really, bro? And not only that, but yeah, you're gonna use somebody for 90% of your content, and you're not even gonna pay them at all. And in this kind of YouTube industry, it is business. I don't know many channels that make an income where the people that the production crew paid. PewDiePie, if he hires someone to film him walking around Japan, I'm pretty sure the camera guy gets paid to do it. He doesn't just do it for fun and fruit.
Right. It wasn't like Chris was at the level where he was exposing you like the way iDubbbz helped him. It wasn't like you were going to be exposed by him and have some huge fandom follow you.
Right. And that's the threats on ping-ponging. But when Robert said the threat, it wasn't that he's going to expose Chris. It was that Robert's going to leave. That was Robert's thing. If you're not even going to do a single thing for me, but you're going to use all this other stuff against me that you've done in the past, when I've done more than all I can for you, helping you with videos, being a punching bag. In one way, I supported Robert with that. Yeah. If the guy's really going to be that shit to you and then get pissed off when you ask something that he told you he would do. Like, I'm just saying, if my boss comes to me and tells me, hey, in 3 months I'll give you a 25-cent raise, and then 2 years later the raise never happens, I'm looking for
right.
No different than a friendship or
right.
I don't know. It is a bit of, they were using each other. Robert was definitely using Chris for airsoft guns. Chris was using Robert to get
the views.
That's Chris's entire relationship. Yeah, he uses people, but be goddamned if it's him.
Kind of seems
Which is why this whole Josh thing actually kind of makes.
Right. Yeah, understandably, because it kind of seems like he can dish it, but he can't take it.
Yeah, exactly. Another famous instance of him on his bullshit, and he did the Fortnite shield chug challenge. He made that up. I'm pretty sure he was the first to do it. But because LA Beast maybe saw his video and did the exact same thing, he was like, I'm going to sue LA Beast for copyright infringement. He stole my idea. I'm sitting there like, well, if you think that's true, then George Lucas can arrest you for making all those lightsaber duels because lightsaber dueling was his. Oh, it was that exact mindset that was just so impossible to work with at times. It was, you know what? Just smoke your bowl. We'll listen to music. There.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that's how it was for a while. It was just chilling out, smoking a bowl, and make a video maybe, and then now it's just become this mess of a Josh show.
The thing that a lot of people don't get is at the time when we were doing all that, I was about 16 or 17. He was maybe 18. Pretty typical stuff, especially in Battle Creek, to get together and smoke up. That's pretty much the, cultural narrative, I guess. We're teenagers gonna do. Yeah, we're older now. I'm turning 21 this year. He's already 2. Now, it's one thing to sit around and pack a bowl at 17, but to keep doing it once you start getting into the middle of the adult years, no, that shit really starts to wear down.
Right. It's no different than doing anything else recreationally.
Right, exactly. Like, it's one thing to have a couple beers at the barbecue with your friends, or, oh, it's Friday night, it's poker night, we're going to drink a little. That's one, yeah. This day, that's him with weed. He smokes from the minute he wakes up to the minute he goes.
I believe that.
Wake up in the middle of the night just to get high. And I can't even tell you times where he would go and spend $120 on dabs. And the next day, they are all gone because he woke up at 3 a.m. and smoked the entire.
I believe that.
Look at me and be like, well, you took too many hits yesterday. I'm like, I took 2. You were smoking by yourself for.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Robert had a story that apparently, and this was evident in one of the videos, that Chris would just ditch him to go smoke.
Yeah, and that was one thing I would give Chris shit too, is he would have Robert, he would either drive him out or have his grandfather drop him off, and Chris would be like, yeah, we're gonna do this video, but just real quick, I just want to smoke a little bit, Mike, do you want to smoke with me? And it'd be like, okay, why not? You're offering, let's do it. And then 30 minutes go by, okay, yeah. You ready? Oh, almost. Okay, another hour goes by. Hey, let's get this video. Oh, I'm
too big to do it, huh?
Yes. The amount of times where Chris would tell Robert, oh, I'm too high right now. And I'm sitting there like, why the fuck did you have him come by? If you're not gonna fucking do anything with them.
Right. It just seems like he would want to do something, and then just all of a sudden it became about smoking weed.
Yeah, and that's how Chris was with everything. Not even just weed. There'd be times where he'd be like, oh, I need to go to the store. And he'd just end up sitting at the table on his phone doing nothing. And it's like, are you going to go to the store still? And he wouldn't respond. Blackout. And he'd be like, oh, I'm going to go upstairs and get hot. Dude, what did I just miss? Like, did you just have a fucking psychological snap and I was just a bliss? Like, what changed between you standing up and sitting now?
Right. No, I totally can relate to that. I had so many friends that would just do that to me, and it would piss me off so bad.
Yeah, and no, I guess not even the weed. Yeah, there were times where he'd even ask me, hey, do you want to go to the Airsoft field with me today? And I really was not interested. Here, link in any of that. I told him, but I was like, yeah, a couple times. Why not? I'll get ready, get around. And I did. Woke up early the next day, got all my gear around that I had and stuff and all that. And then wait 2-3 hours, finally get a message. Oh, hey, me and Robert are at the Airsoft.
Oh, man.
I guess I'll just walk my ass all the way then, right?